What are the worst free projects of 2022? This is what we will discuss in this video. I will show you what are my free picks, so the free project that really made the worst, at least in my opinion. But on the other side, I will also show you the technique, something that is objective, to evaluate which projects made the worst into this year. And one of them is, quite surprisingly, Trader Joe. So stay tuned because it is quite interesting to understand how to evaluate a project and which metric I have been using to come to this conclusion. So stay tuned. Guys, let me say just a moment that this channel is about educational content, nothing has to be intended as financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that's great, but always your research before. And guys, don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up and drop a comment in the comment section below. That's the easiest way and also the most effective way to support us and really take you a second. If you want to know more about the other ways to support us and also the other channels that we have, check out our description below where you can find our weekly newsletter, Twitter account, and so on. Okay, guys, let's start immediately. So when we talk about DeFi, we can obviously use Defi Llama. You will find all the different protocols here. And I have been digging around into this rank just to find out what are the free projects that, in my opinion, and again, that's just my personal opinion, I'm not saying that is the truth. In a moment, I will show you something that is objective and metrics that are undeniable. But the free projects I will show you just in a moment are just my opinion. And I chose 3 of them, and I haven't included something like Terra Luna, that obviously has been the greatest delusion of the last year, and I just picked projects that are still alive and they looks like that they can do something even if there is a big question mark. First one, it is probably the project that has the most in terms of future. It could have still a future and can still do a lot. And I'm talking about Tokemak. That has been a project we have been talking a lot into the last year, at least in the first part. If you don't know what is Tokemak, I will leave also the link of my video into the right corner here. It is anyway a way to deploy liquidity into different protocols. Because obviously, one of the biggest problems that we have in order to being able to swap, let's say on PancakeSwap, on SushiSwap, and so on, you need the liquidity. If you don't have liquidity, you can't do any kind of swap. And one of the biggest problems is that we don't have enough liquidity and how we can deploy in the most efficient way this liquidity into these different protocols. And Tokemak was one of the most innovative solutions. Unfortunately, the project hasn't been able to evolve so much, at least until now. I don't know if the main reason is because they are keeping most of the innovation just for the moment when the market will start again. But again, also in this case, we had seen projects like Curve trying to innovate like the reversal model, the new Llama system that is like a way to have a stable coin and being able to borrow this stable coin without the risk of liquidation. That has been a great innovation. And if you want to know more about this topic, I will leave the link on my video about CRV USD, where I'm explaining exactly what does it mean. Again, Tokemak anyway has still the hope to do something in the next year, but it will really need a change into the path because until now we haven't seen so much, and we are talking about a problem that is so big that many players are coming into to solve it. So if you have a solution, it's better to push on it right now. Yes, that's true that if you go into the application, you will see that something new came out in the last year. New project has been added into with new reactors and so on. But the reality is that it is not enough. And the total velocity is telling us that it has just around 11 million right now. That is not enough to become the big hub for liquidity for the whole DeFi ecosystem. That's the reason why, even if I like the project, to me, this has been one of the biggest illusions into the last year. Going on, and in this case, we are talking about 2 projects that have been able really delusional at the maximum power. First of all, we are talking about Popsicle Finance. I was a lover of Popsicle in terms of the idea behind the technology and how to being able to take the maximum out from Uniswap. The idea of building finally an order book to improve, to giving a way to take the maximum out also with the just-in-time liquidity and so on. There were a big promise in February by Popsicle saying that they were ready to deliver what was looking like one of the biggest protocols in the whole DeFi ecosystem. Unfortunately, there is a big problem. One story is simply promising something, another story is realizing and delivering it. I don't know which is the current state of the art. Personally speaking, I don't believe anymore in this project. Daniele just said the other day that he is back, that he is in charge right now again of Popsicle, and he is here to push. Honestly speaking, I want to see facts and not just promises. Popsicle has been a project that lost 99.86% from the top, so it is almost close to zero, and this is something that is completely unacceptable. Going on, because similar destiny has been for Yeti Finance. That is a protocol that, to be fair, it still has something like 18 million, that for the actual kind of environment is not even bad. But I can't ignore that from the top to the actual price, this token lost something like, as you can see from this number here, where I'm enlightening here, the all-time high was $2.06, and right now we are down by 99.83%, almost something like what happened to Popsicle Finance. And honestly speaking, this is again unacceptable. This project has been performing so badly. Even if maybe they have the opportunity to grow, to recover in the future, I don't know. Honestly speaking, I was liking the idea, what they were proposing, even if it was just a copycat, maybe a better copycat or maybe not, of Abracadabra. It was a way to take in leverage to make it out the most from your assets, creating a stable coin that was over-collateralized. So the idea overall was interesting. The reality is that what these projects, and the same we can say also from Tokemak, Popsicle, and so on. One story is saying that you are able to do something, another story is able to deliver it, but most of all, you need to bring something that is really able to create value, but also to communicate in the right way with the user base. Because at the end of the story, we have users that in order you to succeed, what you need is having people that are using your applications. Otherwise, you failed. And with these words, I want to connect to what is, I think, the most objective way to evaluate the current state of the art of a project. Because Tokemak, Popsicle, and Yeti Finance, all of them didn't succeed during the last year, and they lost more than 90% in the last 12 months. But the reality is that it's just my opinion that they were the worst one. The reality is that we can use a metric, and this metric is coming from, for example, from Token Terminal, and is about active users. Because again, right now DeFi is still mainly retailers, so the best way to judge the success of a protocol is to see how much users they have been able to retain in the last year. So what I have been doing is going to Token Terminal, going to daily active users, and here on the right you will see there is a label that is called the 365-day change. If you click on it, if you click 2 times, you will see the ranking, and you will see that some protocol has been able to lose all of the users. But more interesting even is that we are seeing projects like Trader Joe that lost 95.1% in the last year. That's insane. It means almost losing the whole user base. It's true that right now they still have a 2.1k of user active on the platform, but the reality is that it is far away from what they had 1 year ago. And the same, it is something that is happening for SpookySwap. I'm using these 2 examples and not the others for the only reason that we are talking about them as a successful case, as 2 great projects. And I still like what has been done by Trader Joe, and the same when we talk about SpookySwap. But the reality is that the numbers are not lying, and they are showing us that the real user base has been decreasing in a dramatic way in the last year. So that's the reason why I'm saying that Trader Joe and SpookySwap probably, according to the metrics, are the greatest losers of 2022. Guys, let me know what do you think, because also exploring this rank, you will see that also Ethereum name service, so ENS, that has been quite hyped during the last year, lost something like 71% of the user base. Venus to around 60%. Obviously, these numbers are quite decent compared to the 95% that has been losing by Trader Joe. So what I want to tell you guys is that right now the whole crypto and DeFi market has been losing users as never before. What we need in the next future is a user experience that is able to retain these users, simplifying it and make it more effective in order to start earning real yield. I still believe that at least for Trader Joe and SpookySwap there is still a future. I'm much more doubtful about Popsicle, Yeti, and Tokemak. I think that there could be a future, but I would rather see much more effort by them. Anyway, guys, let me know what are your losers for 2022. Let me know into the comment section below. And let me know also what do you think about the different projects that I mentioned into this video. Guys, don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up and drop a comment to the comment section below. That's the easiest way to support us. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye, guys.